God. Oh, shit. Okay, green screen malfunction. Ahoy there, YouTube. We're back again today for another Kickstarter critique. We're taking a look at a different Kickstarter project every single time, give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. I apologize for the internet back there. My thing just messed up. Today I'm very excited to be checking out the, oh my goodness, it lost my page. One of the, I think it's about 30th most popular game on all of games right now. That is Rone Invasion, not Rone. I am just all flustered. My green screen just fell over. So I do apologize for that. There it is. Rone Invasion. It's 49% funded. It has 27 days left to go. I was trying to look at the main image, and we could still do that, because I always think that's a good thing. Ooh, 4 created. Very nice. And what caught me about this project was the fact that it is a dice crafting game, which is a very interesting mechanism. Now, looking right here, I feel like it's way too far zoomed out. So I look at this and I say, okay, there's components, there's cards, it looks like chits, and I don't know what these are. They're kind of like dice. I see this, and it looks interesting. It looks like there's pieces on the dice, but I really feel like we should focus on something here and zoom in on it, because right now we're not focused on anything. I can barely see that player count, the time length, the age. I can barely see the box. I can barely make out the artwork. I can barely make out the components. I feel like we need to focus on something here. That's my main takeaway from this main image. But let's get into the video. As always, when we get into the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Now I see it's 1 to 2 players, 45 to 95 minutes. Wow, expandable up to 4 players, ages 14 plus. So that's fantastic information right there. Once again, I couldn't really read it though from the main, so you might want to bump up the size on that. And now that I say that we are zoomed in, this does look really cool. But just window shopping, it didn't look like that.
A global nuclear war has wiped out the human race, scattering survivors.
Love the subtitles. Always, I can completely hear everything fine here, but I always think it's a good idea to have subtitles.
Into fierce warring factions. But hatred must be put aside, for what is left of civilization now faces a new threat. The Synexians have returned to Earth to claim what is left of a desolate wasteland.
Alright, so we're getting theme. A lot of theme.
In Rone Invasion, 1 to 2 players take on the role of a faction leader, trying to defend their homeland against the Synexian invasion.
So now, we're finally getting to the goods here.
2 players
30
take
seconds.
on the role of a faction leader,
Alright, we got a good deal of text on the cards, along with a lot of a unique flavor and artwork. Alright, I like that.
To defend their homeland against the Synexian invasion.
Looks like a deck builder, because once again, this is a dicecrafter and a deck builder, so I see a very familiar deck building area there.
Recruit new soldiers, battle machines, powerful hybrids, or tremendous mutants to...
So I will say, I'm looking at these cards, it's like, okay, they look interesting. They don't look like blow my pants off interesting, like there's not a huge amount of text on them and variety and variability. They all seem to be a lot of them like this, just deal 4, deal 2, and do the thing. But still, a good deal of cards here that are doing different things, so I do like that.
Your army. Train them to defend your base.
Ooh, now that intrigued me. There was like little things on there, and then I took the little things, and now they go into my board. Inlaid player board as well. So now I'm getting excited. You're spotlighting something that looks very different and alien to me, and I love that.
Apply your dice to increase your ability.
Oh, you unscrew them?
Resources. Use your resources to play cards, activate actions, or store them for later use.
Oh, this is awesome.
Equip your troops with the best available technologies and show your enemies that you'd rather die than surrender. In cooperative mode, players collectively take on the invasion leader Celesta and her forces. Each turn, players attempt to defend their base from waves of oncoming enemies. Defeat them with your army before it's too late.
Okay.
If you need help, bring more players to the table or train your skills in one-on-one.
So I do like that. That was a nice seamless transition. It's giving me a Star Realms vibe. It's like, yeah, we can play more players, but the base game's only going to have 2. On the break of backing this one right now, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with what I see here. It looks very, very familiar with a lot of the things I'm seeing, but with its own unique twist. And with how overdone deck building games are now, I definitely think that you have to have your own unique twist if you're going to be launching a game like this. And I think they crushed it. I am really interested in this game after watching this video.
One combat. Plan your moves, mitigate luck, and fight for glory in Rone Invasion.
I'm gonna
Where
get the
you
bucks.
can screw the dice before they screw you.
Okay, now I get it. That's a great catchphrase. Or bad time with upcoming Spiel Essen. Ah, trying to speculate. Yeah, a lot of people right now, worldwide, are definitely probably going to Essen pretty soon, so they might be cutting back on their spending. All right, so after the video, do I want it? Yeah, I feel like that was a well-done video. Can you do it? Let's go check down here. And then how much is it? I don't know anything about that, but I will say I know a little bit about the shopping area, which is that I'm not just looking for the game. I most likely am going to be looking for the pledge level that includes the game, and then the upgrade kit that's going to allow me to get it up to 4 players as well, because that definitely is something that really appeals to me. But I knew all that from the video, which I think is a great thing. So, Stefan Ick, enthusiastic game designer trying to create cool games. So, RoneCardGame.com. We also have Meeple on board and Jason. So, we do have 2 people collaborating. So, we should have some good customer service, hopefully. And we have the Rone Game Universe. So, this is just pretty much a bunch of info about the Kickstarter. Is there anything else? Here, is it just this one? Okay, so this is one of those websites. I always wonder about these websites. What is the point of this website? It pretty much is just a preview of a Kickstarter page. I want to know. Have you ever gone to one of those websites and it's led you to go to a Kickstarter page? I just don't know how people get to these websites. Maybe it's their ads. I so hope so with their gameplay. Likewise. So, can you do it? I'm not 100% sure. Let's go look at the 4 created projects, because it seems like this is a universe. There we go. Rone Complete Edition, Rone Second Edition, and then, ooh, free shipping. Wow. And then Rone Faces of New. So this one was canceled. So this is the second edition of something. So they did the first projects without Kickstarter, and then they came back and did Kickstarter. Okay, cool. Let's make sure people have their stuff. That's all we're checking here. So we had 486 backers bring this to life. New Kickstarter launched. The invasion starts in 7 days. Invasion is going to launch. People vote, and then final contents of the game. Check in the comments. Make sure it's not a flaming dumpster fire. It looks good. Looks solid. I'm really excited about a cooperative game. And hey, creators, the fun to play your game is still on max level. Are you planning to create a new game? Will we see us on Spiel in 22 at Eschens? Hey, thanks for the positive feedback. You can follow our game progress here. My copy was received in last year, and I lost the rule booklet. May I buy another one? So it looks like people got their stuff. Cool. Then Rone Second Edition, I'm going to guess it's the same thing. People got their stuff, or else there'd be people complaining in the other one. Sorry for news for the website, but it looks like they're also doing good customer service. So can you do it? Yes. I feel comfortable with that aspect so far. So do I want it? Yeah. Can you do it? Yeah. So how much is it? Hopefully we don't beat around the bush. We get to the price. I'm going to speculate right now. They're going to beat around the bush. And they're not going to get to the price. I just get that vibe. I get that vibe. 1 to 2 players, 45 to 95 minutes to play. Ages 14 plus. Choose your leader. Customize your dice. Train your army. Yep, this is all good stuff. I saw it in the video. Ooh, now that's a nice shot. Current stretch goal. Project funded in the first 48 hours. So that's the stretch. So it's just that it's getting funded. So that one's probably not going to happen. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And that's an interesting one, having a timed stretch goal. You don't see those very often, and when they don't go well, it looks bad. Like right now, Rone Invasion is a strategic. I mean, I don't have anything else to say there. I haven't seen too many timed stretch goals, so it's just a loss for words. And feature unique dice that can be customized. So we're starting. Oh no, we're getting straight down to the business. So we're getting to the price. And dang, that's not a great price. At least not at first glance. I see a 2-player deck builder. I know you have very fancy components with the screwing it in and this, because this is an interesting way to do this. You know, typically it's like one of those ones where you pop it on, you pop it off type of thing. This is actually physically you screw it in, which I love the basic idea of, but that price hits me hard. A 2-player deck builder, especially when I haven't been sold really that well on it. I was not expecting $80, especially considering we haven't gotten to shipping. And that's also not getting me 3 and 4 players. So if I actually want the real version of this game for my personal game night, what am I going up to? Am I going up to 100? Is it 120? Surely it's not just 160. It's not 158. Is it just double the price? We'll see in the next pledge level. But I will say kudos to them. I was wrong. They got straight down to the price. I don't think I was ready for it. Years of Bloody War have scattered and divided, and now we're talking about theme and art and the key features. I got it. We understand. Multiple game modes, solo, cooperative, one-on-one, No downtime. Plan your moves simultaneously. You do not need to wait until someone finishes their turn. That's fantastic. Now, I don't remember if that was in the video because I had a major issue with this green screen back here. But that's an awesome one spotlight. Sorry I'm late. This game looks interesting. Starting at the beginning. Yeah, it's a very interesting looking game. Replayability. Choose from various leaders of technology. So if you told me how many cards there are, this is a deck building game. That's a key feature to me. You know, yeah, you can show me all the dang artwork in the world and use screw and dice, but I want to know how many cards are there. Is it 60 or is it 200? Those are very different numbers. How to play. Draw as many cards as you can. Roll with your dice. Play cards. Store unused resources. That's cool. Rule booklet. Great. So I can click that. I can check that out. Love that. And then one thing that I feel like we haven't spotlighted enough, and this is fair game right here, is I want to check and see how the other Rone games have done. You know, because clearly this is part of a universe. Let's see how highly rated these are. So, 7,029. I mean, it's very hit or miss. A lot of people. Let's see how the other one is. But that's the first edition. Came back, fixed it. The complete edition. Let's see how that one's rated. That one is not rated. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so wait, the best way to do this is look at this. Let's see what the highest rated one is. So it's 7,029. Are any of these rated? Ranked? Just the first one. Interesting. So the second one hasn't had enough ratings to get in there. And then the first one was hit or miss. So that one concerns me a little bit. Just from a gameplay perspective type of thing. But here we go. How to play video. That's fantastic. 30 minutes. That's a lengthy one, but it is a 45 to 90 minute game. So I do like the fact we're leading with that. Game overview plus turn example. So not a full gameplay. But still, what a turn looks like. I'm looking for the full gameplay. Didn't get it. That's disappointing right there. Like, it's nice that I see a game overview turn, but I want to get a flow of the game. I want to see what turn 14 looks like. I want to see at the end of the game if I'm just sitting there and I don't have enough choices. You know, I want to see those little details right there. So I'm not a big fan of not having that video like spotlight. So hopefully we have that later on. At least one gameplay video. Ideally, a solo gameplay video and potentially a cooperative gameplay video, maybe a 4-player gameplay video. Any of these things would be great. You know, the more the better. So we get 8 dice and 160 dummy screws, 300 screws, 60. So we get a bunch of screws, 2 screwdrivers, 2 double-layered player boards, which once again look cool, 1 single-layered invasion board, awesome, 10 starting cards, 6 additional starting cards, so up to 16, 23, 49, 169, 182 cards, 262 cards. Okay. That's not a great number, but that's not a bad number. Okay? You know, like if we're talking like 60, 70 cards, then I'm immediately out on this at the price point. But we're at a decent number of cards, especially considering, you know, there's tons of room for potential stretch goals, expansions, that sort of thing. Exclusive Kickstarter content. Okay, what do we get? Additional player box. Whoa! Whoa. This is just because we backed at the $89? No! Then you have that at the $89 part of this. Like, here's the thing. I got to $89, and I imagine a lot of people said, nope, I'm out. Like, that's just too much. And I hate for that to be the knee-jerk reaction, but it didn't feel like an $89 purchase when you told me that. And now I'm like, oh, okay. But we're also going up to 4 players. Well, because there's the other thing. With the expansion, I know I can go up to 4 players, but you should lead with that. Like, the Kickstarter pledge comes with this. Because that's a big deal. Okay, you'll see further down some gameplay videos and solo ones further down. Oh, fantastic. Look, I wonder why it's not with the rest of the videos. Localization info. German version. French version. Access to the pledge manager, $1. Available only for retailers, 20 euros. So you're getting 4 of them. Corporal. So $80 for the game. Commander. Oh, 2 additional 2 players. So 2. So it's not actually. Wait, what? I thought if I was a Kickstarter backer, I got this. Exclusive Kickstarter content. So you're telling me these additional player boxes will only be available if I buy them on Kickstarter and not be available in the future? Is that what you're telling me? Because that sucks. Like, that seems the worst of both worlds to me. The fact that, A, it's not automatically attached to that $89 price point, and B, the fact I can't get it after the fact. It's like, you better get it now or else you can't. So now the game, for what I want it to be, which is, being able to play 4 players, I'm up to $115. Okay, and you get 2 additional. Oh, so the player box. Okay, I understand now. The player box, each one allows for an extra player to play. Okay, got it. All in P pledge best price. So this one comes with the stuff you want plus the upgrade components, which are plastic trays. So you get 3 plastic trays, 4 dice trays, 1 bag for token. You're like, okay, I don't really need that. Add-ons. And I'm going to guess that this is not the most popular pledge level. I'm going to guess that this is the most popular pledge level. Just taking a shot in the dark. I scroll past. So let's check this one out. $1 sitting on the fence, 67 people. $20 retailers, 8 backers. Wow, that's more than I was expecting. That's great. Corporal. So 79 backers gets you the 118. Only 51 people want to get up to 4 players. Okay, totally wrong on that one. And then 73 backers. So that is always a bad sign right there. Whenever I see that, because, and it's only 77. I forgot that we beat the Euro now. So, no, they beat us by a little bit. So, but the bottom line is, you always want your most popular pledge level to be the big deluxeified one where people just gotta have it. And the way to do that typically is to start with a great price. You see that one pledge level, you're like, oh, that's a really reasonable price. And then you get to that second pledge level and it's like, okay, it's like a $15, $20, $25 bump up, but I'm getting all this extra stuff. I already thought it was a good value, and now it became an even better value. Okay, and then you get to the fancy dancy one that nobody really needs, which has all the stupid up ones where they're doing like the card sleeves and the dice trays and the this and that and the other thing. And typically, a lot of the time on Kickstarter, that is the most popular pledge level. I would say more times than not. Now, obviously, it varies based on how extravagant the all-in pledge is, but the whale, as I like to call it, is typically the most popular one. And this one did not do that. In fact, the audience is very clearly saying, yeah, 3 to 4 players, we could take it or leave it, which is shocking to me. So $20 for the additional play box, and now they're like trying to hammer home the point, like, oh yeah, you don't want to do it a la carte, you want to get this one, but it just didn't work out that way. All right, so we got the final thoughts. Okay,
hey,
it's damn good. This is a review, preview. Where's the gameplay? Prototype, run through. Here we go.
Hey,
we got gameplays. Awesome solo playthroughs. This is fantastic stuff. I see why they didn't put it up top, because they didn't want a video dump, but at the same time, I feel like those, I don't know, I feel like a gameplay would have been better than just the one-turn sort of thing. Stretch goals. So if we get 1,500 subscribers on Kickstarter or Backer Kit, we get a new leader card. 1,500 subscribers. What does that mean? Can I click on this? How do I become a subscriber? Do you mean a backer? Is a backer and a subscriber the same thing? It's always a good thing when I get to the stretch goals and I'm confused, said no one. So I don't quite get this. So the first stretch goal, I don't quite 100% understand. I feel like this should most definitely take me to either Backer Kit or wherever. Maybe this is something that's in the update, but I don't know what this one means, so I'm going to skip past it. We've unlocked it somehow, though, so that's cool. We have an extra card. Then we have this one. If it's unlocked in the first 48 hours, it's not going to happen, though. So hopefully they get rid of this, or it hasn't happened. I'm not sure if it, when they launch, but it definitely... It was yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so 2 days is pretty much over. So I would get rid of this. You tried an interesting idea here, and it didn't quite work out, though, unfortunately. Is following the campaign. Oh, they were trying to get people pre-launch, potentially? So 2,000 subscribers, we get a new starting card. This is so, okay. So that's a good one, though. That's an asymmetrical character. More stretch goals coming soon. So so I feel like they tried different things with the stretch goals, and I just don't feel like they hit it all, unfortunately. Shipping. We're going to ship warehouses globally to do this. So $8 to $12, $9 to $13, which is the one I want. So now I'm looking at $125 game. Oof. Or if I just want the 2-player one, I'm looking at an $85 game in the United States of America, which is probably where the majority of the people are backing this from, because that's just typically how Kickstarter works out, but we'll double check that. Wow, going strong at Czech Republic. Oh, they don't see that too often. Fantastic. So they're getting their local people, which is great. The shipping prices, yeah, they do look solid. I will say that, but honestly, well, so this is a big box. That looks like a big box. How big is this? Obviously, this is the prototype. Yeah, it's a prototype. I don't know if we can really read too much into that, so I'm not going to speculate on that. I don't feel like I have a great size of the box. And I was already kind of just aghast at the sticker shock when I first got to it at $77. We're going $17 more than the MSRP, and I know it's because we have those screws and they look unique and they're different in the cool screw-in system, but I just didn't feel like the price was sold to me nearly well enough. And then not really spotlighting the previous games and why people love them or how people love them. There was no quotes about it, and I see why, because it doesn't look like it looks like it's very hit or miss. I think the cost is too high unless the dice and screws are metal, which I do not think they are. Even if they were, well, if they were metal, then I think they did a pretty poor job of spotlighting that too. I don't think they are as well. Hello, backers. First, I would like to thank you for supporting us on this journey. The campaign has raised 40% during the first day, and this is a solid start, even though we think we might get a better start. But we are honest with our funding goal, which makes it a bit harder against the other projects. Oh, was this a high funding goal? It is $58,000. That's another point there too. You know, if this was a $25,000 project, it would be successfully funded. We'd be talking about stretch goals. We'd have that box insert already. Wink, wink, nod, nod. You could post like stretch goals unlocked, that sort of thing. And the backers would not know. They wouldn't know at all. They'd be like, oh, this thing's funded. Cool. Go along our way. And here's what I say to this. It absolutely matters that you're funded. Like, people are much more likely to back a project statistically if it is funded. I still don't think putting funded on the main thing is a great idea because everybody understands how the bar system works. But yeah, I see their problem there. That stinks. So we have the stretch goal. Despite the slower start, another stretch goal has been locked as we reach more than 2,000 followers on the campaign. Spread the word. The first platform we invaded was Land on Earth. New game mode, Team Fight. In the meantime, we're working on updating the rule booklet by adding a new game mode. Is there something you'd like to know about the game? Share your questions in the main comments of the campaign so we can discuss them. So I do like the fact they're trying to engage with their audience, but it's a very narrow question. It is, have you put enough time and investment to know enough about our game to ask a question? And that's a big question. Because, like, me right now, I'd be like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable asking that much because it might already be answered, and I might have just skimmed through it. Team Fight, super cool idea. We got one super backer, so not much excitement going on here. Which is, once again, not the best. And I wonder if this is actually lower than 30. I think maybe I got confused and was looking at the magic chart. Howdy, Huckleberry. Almost wonder if they need to cancel and relaunch a few months due to wallet shock of these other two recent Kickstarters. Good. I mean, I hate to say it, I don't see this one funding. Like, unless they could pull a rabbit out of their hat, because it's hard to get people. It's hard to get people attention on your game with how much stuff is going on in Kickstarter and GameFound and now BackerKit all the time. Nearly halfway there. Hope we make it. Here's the link. Do you send to Taiwan? How much does it cost? Great looking game and really interesting components. Plus to check, is it compatible with the original Rone? Hello, no, this is a standalone game and you do not need a previous game to play this one. It only shares the same universe. So keep spreading the same. Okay. So final grade on this one. Do I want it? Yeah, the game looks cool. It does. I love deck building. I love dice crafting. The components look nice. There's a decent amount of cards. It didn't blow me away with how many cards there were, but there was a decent amount of cards. Do I want it? Yes. And I felt like the video, once we got into actually showcasing the components, they did a good job of it. It looks unique. Can you do it? Yes. You have done projects in the past. Have they been highly rated? No. That always concerns me a little bit. It really does. Especially because we've all done it. If you are watching this segment, there's a very good chance that you have been burned by a Kickstarter game before, and maybe it wasn't terrible. Maybe it was just like, yeah, it's okay. But you spent $200 on the okay game, and I know you can post it in the comments right now. Everybody's gotten burned. We all have. And so the pedigree does scare me a little bit. So can you do it? Yes. Then how much is it? The price seems high, and I understand why it's high, because it's a gimmick game, and the gimmick is that you're going to screw in your dice. You screw the dice. And that was cool. And that was a nice little catchphrase there that they could really lean on, especially if this thing were to get popular. But the funding goal, they mentioned it right there, it's $58,000. It's hard to hit, and then to tie your funding goal to your stretch goal in the first 48 hours, if that doesn't work, that's really risky. And then the stretch goals are confusing. Like, I've seen people do the number of backers. I've seen people do the amount of money, obviously. There's social goals, there's unlocks, but this is like, hey, the number of subscribers, and you don't really explain to me what a subscriber is or how I could subscribe to help out the project. It wasn't a clickable link. The updates aren't exciting. I don't really feel a need to come back to the project because, once again, the stretch goals, I was like, they don't mean much to me. And I don't know. So final grade on this one. Do I want it? Yeah. Can you do it? Yeah. How much is it? Yeah. I'm going to go with I feel like this game deserved a lot better because it looks like a really cool game. I'm going to go with a D+, I think. Like, the main image didn't really. It needs to focus. Sean's going with a D. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of the game, and as always, this is not me reviewing the game. I've never played the game. I think this game actually looks really stinking cool. And there's rule books to read through, and there's playthrough videos. There's a how to play video, you know. And I said D+. Yeah, I said D+. Because they got a lot of good stuff. It's just, I wasn't excited about I feel like that initial sticker shock, you didn't prepare me for it enough. But let me know in the comments below what's your final grade on this one. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye. It needs metal dice and screws at this price.